Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and it's only 3 days since I did my last persimmon update on my last Rojo Brillante. This is the experiment to see how long they would hang on the tree, and it's now the 20th. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure it's 20th. Yeah, it's 20th of January, and the fruit has now dropped off of its own accord, although we have had heavy winds in the last day or so, so that might have helped drop it off. The bag has worked. It was caught round the branch. It hasn't dropped on the floor and bruised it. So we're going to pick this fruit and take it off the tree. Now it's not squashy soft, but it's fairly soft. So it may well be that it's edible and lost its astringency, but rather than sort of give myself a mouthful of astringent persimmon and waste this one and only Rojo Brillante, which is the first one I've ever had off this tree, I'll probably put this in the fruit bowl with some bananas for a few days, because it's not bruised or deteriorating. I'll probably leave it for a few days to make sure the astringency's gone. It might be gone because it will have been exposed to several frosts out here, but as I said, it's a shame to test. If I had 4 or 5 fruits, I'd eat one straight away and save the other 2, but as there's only the one, I'll probably leave it in the fruit bowl to ripen and then do a tasting in the second part of this video. So I'll stop this here and we'll come back to it later. So we're back on part 2 of the video. It's actually the next day, the 21st of January, and I've decided not to leave the fruit. I've decided to take a chance and taste it now, and if it is astringent, then obviously you'll have the pleasure of seeing me suffering with the dry mouth syndrome. Now, to give you some idea of the small size of this fruit, the first one on the tree, and it's only a sapling growing in a container, I picked up from the shop a fairly large Rojo Brillante. To be fair, it's not a small one like the supermarket ones. This was in the Turkish Cypriot shop on the corner, and they tend to have very large ones. This is almost certainly a Rojo Brillante, so you can see the difference in size. But I thought we'll cut my one open and see what the inside looks like. It is fairly soft, so there is a possibility that it's going to be edible. So what I thought I'd do, no idea if it's going to have any seeds in it, so I'm just going to cut it in half and we'll have a look see. Now theoretically, when they're soft like this, they should be edible. I mean, let's give you a close look at it. It's got a lovely sort of lovely dark orange jelly-like appearance to it. Sometimes you can smell the astringency on them. I'm not convinced this isn't going to be astringent. There are no seeds in it as far as I can see. So here goes. I'm going to taste it and just hope that it's not going to dry the inside of my mouth out. But we'll see. Well, that's a relief. There's no discernible astringency, or certainly not enough to affect my mouth badly. The flavour is not bad. I wouldn't say that it's not particularly sweet. Not very sweet. I think we're gonna, one of the problems is a little bit of astringency around the stalk at the top, but getting a little bit of dry mouth now, but it's not too bad. Let's have a little bit of the other half and see if we can get rid of it, the sweet bit. I think it should have been, probably could have been left in the fruit bowl for a few days. And I'm a little bit disappointed in, I mean the flavour's quite pleasant, but I'm a little bit disappointed with the lack of sweetness, but I think that's going to be a continuous problem here with the persimmons. Won't matter so much with ones like the Fuyu that aren't astringent, but I suspect that the lack of heat we get in the latter half of the summer and in the autumn might be responsible for the fruits being relatively low in sugar content. Obviously I'm not going to know at the moment. Really the plants are still very small, the trees, the saplings. I know they're producing one or two very small sized persimmons. They're probably not representative of what larger persimmons might be in the future once the trees have grown a fair bit and are in larger pots. But I thought it'd be interesting to see. So this lasted on the tree before it fell until the 20th of January. So if I was to have several persimmons on the tree, I'd probably leave them without the mesh bags on, because it doesn't appear that the squirrels were or birds were particularly interested in it. Perhaps they don't like the astringency either. And I would imagine they look quite attractive with sort of 7 or 8 fruits hanging on the tree. So we'll probably find out next season. I'm hoping that the American persimmons, when they eventually flower and hopefully fruit, will produce sweeter fruits, because they naturally come from a colder climate and should be better adapted to producing fruit in the colder climate, as opposed to varieties like Rojo Brillante, which are commonly grown in Spain and other warmer Mediterranean climates. But that was for anyone who was interested in what it was like. Thankfully it wasn't astringent, just a slight bit near the stalk area which wasn't as soft, but nothing's caused me any discomfort in my mouth, which will probably disappoint a few people who are watching. Anyway, thanks for watching that harvesting and tasting video, my last Rojo Brillante persimmon. Appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, obviously. You can share it with anyone you think might be interested. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, as I appreciate the support. And if you click on the bell, you will of course be updated on new videos as they come out. So I'll catch up with you on the next video. Brett out for now.